Most people don't struggle with discipline. They struggle with the voice behind it, the tone, the pressure, the quiet aggression they use on themselves to stay consistent. You wake up tired, and instead of adjusting intelligently, you attack yourself. You miss a workout, and instead of recalibrating, you shame yourself. You fall behind on a goal, and instead of reorganizing, you spiral into, "I always do this." That's not discipline. That's self-punishment wearing a productive mask. Season 10 is about participating without becoming. And discipline is one of the fastest ways to rebuild identity, because it feels powerful, feels structured, feels strong. But if the fuel source is shame, fear, or proving, it will eventually break you. You'll either burn out, or rebel, or numb. Clean discipline is steady. Punishment-based discipline is tense. You can feel the difference in your body. Let's start here. Why do you want discipline? To be stronger? To be healthier? To be consistent? To build something meaningful? Good. Those are clean motivations. But underneath them, is there a hidden layer? If I don't stay disciplined, I'm weak. If I don't stay ahead, I'll fall behind. If I stop pushing, I'll lose respect. If I slow down, I'll become lazy. That layer is identity-driven. It ties your worth to your output. It fuses who you are with how well you perform. Participation-based discipline separates those. You can train hard without attacking yourself. You can build structure without shaming yourself. You can stay consistent without threatening yourself. That's maturity. Think about how you talk to yourself when you slip. Is it sharp? Is it impatient? Is it absolute? You always fall off. You're never consistent. You should be further by now. That language isn't corrective. It's corrosive. And corrosive discipline creates internal resistance. Which means you'll need more punishment to override it. Which means more tension. Which means less sustainability. Clean discipline corrects without condemnation. It says, okay, that slipped. What's the adjustment? What's the next step? No drama, no identity collapse, just recalibration. Let's bring this into your body. If your discipline is punishment-based, your nervous system is slightly braced, even when you're succeeding, because you're always trying to stay ahead of your own judgment. You can't relax. You can't rest fully. You can't miss without spiraling. That's not strength. That's tension management. Participation-based discipline allows intensity without internal threat. You can push. You can focus. You can grind when necessary. But you're not doing it to avoid self-attack. You're doing it because it's aligned. Here's something most people don't admit. They use fear to stay productive. Fear of losing income. Fear of losing status. Fear of losing progress. Fear of becoming irrelevant. Fear can fuel short bursts, but it drains long-term stability because the body doesn't distinguish between imagined threat and real threat very well. So if you're constantly motivating yourself through fear, your system stays in low-grade stress. Eventually, you'll crave escape, and then you'll call that laziness. But it's not laziness. It's exhaustion. Clean discipline is not soft. It's not permissive. It doesn't mean do whatever you feel like. It means structure without cruelty. It means standards without shame. It means correction without character attack. If you're training your body, you show up. If you're building something, you work. If you're leading, you prepare. But when you miss, you don't attack your identity. You adjust behavior. Behavior is flexible. Identity feels fixed. Participation focuses on behavior. Becoming obsesses over identity. Let's make this practical. You plan to wake up at 5:30 a.m. Your alarm goes off. You hit snooze. Old pattern. You're weak. You don't have what it takes. Other people are already ahead. You force yourself up, but your system is tight. New pattern. You needed sleep. Okay, we start at 6. Or, you said 5:30. Get up. But the tone is neutral, clear, not aggressive. You still move, but without inner violence. That difference changes sustainability. This also applies to parenting. If your discipline with your children is fueled by frustration, they feel it. If your boundaries are rooted in anger, they feel it. But discipline without punishment says, this is the rule. This is the consequence. Delivered calmly, no shaming, no labeling, no character attacks. Children learn structure best when it's predictable and steady, not emotional and explosive. The same applies to yourself. Let's talk about ambition again. If you're building something significant, discipline is necessary. There will be days you don't feel like it, days motivation drops, days resistance rises. Participation-based discipline acknowledges that and moves anyway, but it doesn't create an enemy out of resistance. It understands resistance is part of the process. Punishment-based discipline tries to crush resistance, and that creates inner war. Participation-based discipline integrates resistance. I don't feel like this, and I'm still doing it. Calmly, steadily. There's also the danger of over-discipline. If identity attaches to being the disciplined one, you can become rigid. You can overtrain, overwork, overcommit. You can stop listening to your body, because slowing down threatens identity. Participation-based discipline listens, pushes when appropriate. It rests when necessary. It adjusts based on reality, not image. That flexibility prevents collapse. Here's a question worth asking. If no one could see your effort, would you still do it? If no one knew you were waking early, if no one knew you were training, if no one knew you were building, would you still show up? If the answer is yes, your discipline is likely clean. If the answer is no, identity may be involved. Participation doesn't require applause. It requires alignment. There's a powerful shift when discipline becomes self-respect instead of self-punishment. Self-respect says, I keep promises to myself. I follow through because it matters. I don't negotiate endlessly, but self-respect is steady. It's not loud. It doesn't scream when you slip. It simply recalibrates and continues. That steadiness builds trust internally. When you trust yourself, you don't need to threaten yourself. This season is building something layered. You care without carrying. You engage conflict without identity. You build without becoming the builder. You hold authority without armor. Now you cultivate discipline without self-punishment. Notice the pattern. Strong spine, soft ego, steady involvement, no collapse, no inflation, no cruelty, just participation. Here's your challenge this week. Notice your inner tone, especially when you miss something, delay something, slip up, fall short. Instead of attacking, correct. Instead of labeling, adjust. Instead of spiraling, move. One clean step, then another, and watch what happens to your energy. Watch what happens to sustainability. Watch what happens to self-trust. You don't need to hurt yourself to grow. You don't need to shame yourself to succeed. You don't need to threaten yourself to move. You can be firm. You can be structured. You can be consistent without becoming your own enemy. Next episode, we'll explore something that connects directly to discipline and authority. Speaking clearly without defending yourself. Because communication often reveals where identity still hides. If this episode resonated, share it with someone who pushes themselves hard. And if you're ready to build strength without self-attack, stay here. Season 10 continues.